Hello everyone, the 316 here with another wrestling figure review. This time I have something I wasn't expecting to buy. As you can see, the clearance sticker on the front of the box. This is the Mattel WWE Elite Collection Top Picks Drew McIntyre. Uh, Retail price, as it says on the sticker, was $21.97. I got it for $9. So, yeah. They had two of them there. I went back to that same Walmart a while later, and it was gone, which I fully expected. Anyway, this particular one comes from the time he beat Randy Orton for the WWE Championship, as it says on the back here. And then there was others in this line as well. Uh, kind of interesting. It says here on the sticker that it says Mysterio on it. Just thought that was interesting. Anyway, that's pretty much all that's on the box. It's also got the authentic sticker on it. I might try to take that off. Anyway, he comes with quite a few accessories, most of which are actually on the figure itself. But what's nice is that he comes with some non-grabbing hands. He actually comes with some, like, slapping hands, wide open grappling hands. Nice. Old elites from a certain time didn't have that. Speaking of which, he's also got double jointed elbows. That's new to me, although the upper joint only goes forward that much. It doesn't go up any higher. But, better range of movement than the old elites, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and take a look at this sword that he comes with, because it's pretty nice. It's actually painted really well. I do worry about this gold rubbing off over time if you keep putting it in and out of the hand, but very nice. It's molded in a good silver. It doesn't look cheap, but when the light hits it in a certain way, it actually looks pretty fancy. His alternate hands, of course, here are just some grabbing hands. He also comes with a kilt that is removable, and some bracers here that are also removable. And, removing it's the easy part. Putting this back on is a pain. I just recommend leaving it on. And then if you want to, you can take the hands off and then slide the bracers off. And then put the hand back on, which is what I'm going to do for the rest of the review. Throw those off of there. In the package, he's posed with all of his accessories on, minus his open hands. But, you get quite a lot here for, how much this costs. It's about the same amount as, like, a Lightning Collection figure. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the figure itself. And this figure's really tall. It's the tallest wrestling figure I own. He stands at, appears to be, like, almost 7.5 inches, which is pretty good, all things considered. Although, like most elites in my collection, I don't have many, he has the leaning forward problem, but he stands just fine, so I'm not too bothered by it. I do like that the arms, by the way, are pinless. The legs here, they're not pinless, but considering it's always going to be covered by this particular, what are these called? Knee pads. Took me a minute. These knee pads are usually always covering it, so it's not really that big a deal. Even if you bend the knee, it's not too big a deal. These have always been double jointed, by the way. As you can see, it moves at the top and the bottom. One interesting thing I've noticed is when looking at the boots. These boots, hopefully you guys can see this on camera. Oop, they're upside down. Look at the year on them, 2011. They've been using the same mold for the boots for, over 12 years at this point. I think this figure came out in 2021. I'm not too sure about that. That's what it said on the package, copyright 2021. But again, I don't know, kind of iffy. What's also nice about these newer Elite figures is that you can pop their heads off. I like that. So I think, they are using the new True FX, as it says on the package. So this does look like Drew McIntyre. Pretty good likeness. Although I find it weird that his hair is more of a black color than it is a dark brown, like in his photo here. Although they probably made it black because most of the time when a wrestler goes out to do their thing and they have long hair, they wet their hair because of how hot the lights are. And some of them have it as like their pre-match ritual, But, good hair sculpt. I like it. It doesn't limit the articulation of the neck too much, which, again, I also find interesting because do you see that? It's kind of like it's a ball joint that goes down to some kind of like hinge, but it's like on a bar. It's very weird, and it's got all the range of movement you need. So never seen a joint particularly like that, but it's got good range of movement on it. He can't really go back that far, but side to side's pretty good. And yes, he can turn his head even though the hair gets in the way. He can turn his head. Let's see. Let's look at the attire here. So on both of these knee pads, it says Mcintyre. And this, if I could get it to focus, really doesn't want to focus on his knee here. Oh well, there you go. Although this one looks like it says Mcintyre. Mcintyre. This one's okay though. If I can again get this to focus. Come on. There you go. That one says Mcintyre. Although the Y again looks like a U. The trunks are really nothing special. Just some blue here and there and some silver highlights. And he does have body hair, just like the AJ Styles Elite I reviewed a while back. But, just a little bit. Now, I will say the one thing I've never really loved about these particular figures is just how beefy they are. If you look at his actual build here, I mean, he's got muscle, right? Like, he's a big dude. But, like, this is, like, a little too roided out for me, I want something that's more flat. Something that's more representative of the person, but then they'd have to make new molds, and there's a smaller chance of them reusing. Anyway. But, pretty good compared to the actual likeness of the person. Let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. As I said, he's about 7.5 inches tall, here or there. Let's go ahead and compare him to the other wrestling figures that I have in my collection, starting with Ryback here. He looks so small, dude. He looks so small. Okay, next up, let's go with AJ Styles. I'll stick him, like, right in front of Ryback. That way you can't see Ryback. And next up, Sheamus, or rather, King Sheamus. He has trouble standing up, so he might fall over, but let me try to get this. There you go. So, what's interesting to note is that Sheamus is only 1 inch shorter than Drew McIntyre in real life, so I think the scale might be a little off, but considering this figure came out in 2012, give or take, and this one 2021, give or take, I mean, I'm okay with that. I mean, I've always liked this figure so much. I've had this figure since I was a kid, but see the boots? They're the exact same ones as Drew, although these ones are painted. Anyway, that's all the wrestlers I have currently on me. Let's go ahead and take a look at Drew next to some other lines. So first of all, one of my prior reviews, I got Dead Man here from DC Multiverse. And they're almost the exact same height. They're very close in height. Next up, let's do a G.I. Joe Classified Tiger Force Outback. Looking nice. We got the Power Rangers Lightning Collection White Ranger. I'll stick him, like, right there. And let's go ahead and get in the Amanda Connor Black and White Batman statue. So yeah, pretty good sizes all around. Obviously, the Power Rangers are a hell of a lot shorter. The G.I. Joe Classifieds, you could probably fudge it to make it work. With some depth perception, you can make this guy, much taller than Drew. But, again, you'd have to kind of fiddle with it, but you could make it work. So, looks good pretty much. Glad to add this figure to my collection. I, again, wasn't eyeing it or anything, but for $9, I can't complain. And, you get a good amount of accessories, although the kilt is a little hard to put on. I do recommend shaving down some of the plastic on either the loops here or on the edge of this part of the kilt. It's nice to get these bracers. They are pretty big, though. They aren't really going to work for all your figures, but they work very well for what they are. And the sword's awesome. Honestly, this is probably the best part of this particular Elite figure. It's nice, it's long, it's, like, at least 5 inches tall. Like, it's pretty big sword, dude. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this figure. If you want me to do more wrestling related content, let me know. I don't watch it all that often, but sometimes I do. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell, all of which help out my channel tremendously. We're very close to 300 subscribers. Less than 15 away, I think, last I looked. But yeah, everything helps, guys. And as always, peace.